and welcome to Winging It. I'm Erica S. Perl. I'm a children's book author, and every week on Winging It, I read one of my books and do some sort of project related to that book. So please tune in each week, Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, you may have noticed that today I am joining you not at 2 p.m. but at 3 p.m. And that is, well, it's also because I had another call, but it's also because I am reading Totally Tardy Marty. And Totally Tardy Marty is a book about a kid who never seems to make it anywhere that he wants to go on time. It's a book that I wrote, and it's illustrated by Jarrett Krosoczka. Jarrett Krosoczka, you guys may know as the brains behind Studio JJK. He does Draw Every Day with Studio JJK on his channel, so you should check him out because he has amazing drawing and writing prompts and activities and all sorts of cool stuff. Definitely check it out. So where was I? I was talking about my good friend Marty. So Marty is the guy behind this book. He is the person in this book that we are about to meet. But I just want to say one other thing about this book before I get started, which is that a lot of people think that because I wrote the book and called it Totally Tardy Marty, it's a book about being late. And I gotta be honest with you guys, it's not really. It's really a book about how there are all different kinds of people in the world. People who show up places early. People who show up places not early. People who like to read comic books. People who like to walk in the park. People who like to do all sorts of different things and think that they're different from each other and might have more in common than they first realized. It's a book about friendship. And it's a book about friendship between people who think that they are not like each other until they spend some time together. And one of the nice things about being at home with brothers and sisters and moms and dads and aunts and uncles and whoever's in your house is that you kind of have to get to know how to get along with people who are not exactly the same as you. And so Totally Tardy Marty feels to me like a good book for today, even though we don't have to be anywhere but at home on time right now. So, as I said, I wrote the book. It's illustrated by Jarrett Krosoczka, and it's published by Abrams Books for young readers. So let's read it. When we finish reading it, we're going to do a fun project from the book. So stick around for that. Totally Tardy Marty. And as you see right here on the first page, Marty is in bed, leaning out of his bed, and he's working on plans for an exciting project that he's dreamed up. Because Marty is a little bit of a dreamer, like me. And you may notice that I dedicated the book to the real-life Marty and Kate, who may or may not be related to me. And Jared dedicated it to Simone and Zelda. So we see Marty starting his day, getting dressed, putting on his plaid shirt, holding on to his plans as his dog tries to help him out, and going to the toaster. And the story starts here. On Monday, Marty was just about to leave for school when an idea hit him like a ton of toast. There was no time to waste. This could revolutionize breakfast. So he got started on it. Look at him with all that toast, some of which is burning. Yes, his dog is checking it out. Like all great ideas, it needed a little fine-tuning. But finally, behold, toast on a rope, says Marty. But then he notices his dog has brought him something and he says, uh-oh. Why is his dog bringing his shoes and going, All of a sudden, Marty realizes he's running late, so he dashes out the door. This has sort of a graphic novel feel to it, so I'm going to just tell the story and follow along the pictures. As Marty's running, all of a sudden, he notices a little something on the sidewalk. Hey, it's a turtle. Wow. So Marty gets down to turtle level. He kind of looks like a turtle himself. And he just checks it out, eye to eye. Then he keeps on running. Good thing he brought his toast on a rope, eating breakfast on the way. But as he's eating, he looks up in the sky. Wow, those clouds look like dinosaurs. So Marty stares some more, And his dog knows it's getting later and later. So by the time he gets to school, who should be there to meet him but, "Hello, Marty." "Great," says Marty. It was Never Late Kate. Never Late Kate, who thought she was so great. Can you guys say that with me? So great. So Marty was tardy. Totally tardy. Tardy means late, you guys. Totally tardy Marty. Can we say that together? Totally tardy Marty. Oh, he's got a tardy slip. Poor Marty. Okay, tomorrow he's going to do better. Tomorrow he's going to try. And so, on Tuesday morning, it was pretty quiet. Maybe too quiet. Quiet like the quiet before. Dun-na, dun-na. A giant squid attack! Giant squid with all those legs attacking Marty. Oh my goodness. Look out! No! Roar! Uh-oh. All of a sudden, Marty, who's wearing a watch at this point, notices something. You guys think he might be late again? So Marty this time dreams up a disguise. Here he is. You probably don't even recognize him. But that's him. Unfortunately, someone does recognize him. "Hello, Marty." Great. It was Never Late Kate. Never Late Kate, who thought she was, say it with me everyone, so great. So Marty was tardy. Totally tardy. Totally tardy Marty. Poor Marty. He's got his late slip again. Well, on Wednesday morning, no toast, no squid attack, no nothing. But when Marty walked out the door, hey, he noticed something. Look, what's that on the ground? Wow, says Marty. It's a row of ants taking a little stroll. I wonder where they're going. And he follows them to a trash can with a, wow, a box of free comics. Whoa, says Marty. Who can resist free comics? So he starts going through them and puts them in his purple backpack. And then he sees a ladder. Ooh, I could climb up that ladder and take a seat and go read some of the free comics. So Marty climbs the tree. And he's up there reading, having a great morning. And all of a sudden, his dog sees a squirrel. Well, I don't know about your dogs, but when my dog sees a squirrel, it says, woof, 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 and starts after that squirrel. Unfortunately, crash! Down comes the ladder, off goes the dog, and who shows up but, hello, Marty. Great, says Marty. It was Never Late Kate. Never Late Kate, who thought she was so great. Need a hand? Says Kate. Me? No, says Marty. Okay, says Kate. See you at school. Great, says Marty. She's leaving. I have no ladder. What am I gonna... But then... Kate! Wait! Yelled Marty. In a flash, Kate was back. I have a merit badge in tree stuff, she says. She also has a ladder. So, Kate climbs up the ladder. She steadies it on the tree. She gets herself up there and gives him a late pass because he is late. But just then, what do they both notice? Do you guys see that? It's a little bird in the tree singing a little bird song. So all of a sudden, Kate takes a moment and sits down with Marty. Because it turns out Kate likes comics too. So Kate and Marty are reading their free comics, and Marty points out that up in the sky, what do you guys see? It's some clouds shaped like a I see a bunny and a turtle. So they're having a great time hanging out with each other up in the tree when all of a sudden, ring, ring. Uh-oh, say Kate and Marty. That's the school bell. You know what that means. So they decide to sneak into school so they won't get in trouble. Kate gives Marty a lift. A little higher, says Marty. Poof! They both tumble to the ground. And who should come along but... Hello, Kate. Great, says Kate. It was Never Late Nate. Never Late Nate, who thought he was so great. So, once again, Marty was tardy. And yes, so was Never Late Kate. A small price to pay for the time to find out that someone's surprisingly great. Hey, I think those guys may have started a little friendship there. So Thursday morning, Marty bounced out of bed. He grabbed breakfast to go and dashed out the door. And for the first time ever, Marty was early. Totally early. Totally early, Marty. And who's there waiting for him? It's his new friend. On the walk to school, Marty told Kate about battling giant squids. And Kate told Marty about using squid for bait to catch sharks. Luckily, Marty had brought along enough toast on a rope to last the whole way. Marty, come on, says Kate, because Marty has stopped to feed a little squirrel friend. No matter how long it took. So Kate and Marty come up with a plan. Kate gives him a lift in the wagon, and Marty can feed the birds to his heart's content, and they'll both make it to school on time. And then at the back of the book we have Kate and Marty's top 5 points for perpetual punctuality. That means always being on time. Kate's are in blue and Marty's are in red, so let's read them together. Kate says, select and set out the next day's clothes each night. Marty says, better yet, sleep in them. Kate says, pack your backpack the night before and leave it by the front door. Marty says, where's the spontaneity in that? Besides, I do my best packing in the morning. Kate says, set an alarm. Better yet, set 2. Marty says, admit it, you wanted to say 3. Kate says, don't hit snooze, Marty. Marty says, who, me? Kate says, don't skip breakfast. If you're running late, take it with you. Marty says, exactly. Toast on a rope. Revolutionizing breakfast since Monday. And that is the story of Totally Tardy Marty. So, as you guys noticed in the book, Marty came up with an invention. Because one of the great things about being a little bit of a dreamer and taking your own time is that sometimes it gives you the time and the room to think up some pretty amazing things. Some of the greatest inventors in the world were dreamers like Marty and like you. And so I thought we would make one of Marty's inventions together. And that invention, of course, is toast on a rope. So let's do it. I have all the supplies with me right here in my studio. So we'll put Marty here and I'll show you what it takes. And you can do this at home. Really, it has things that I think you should have around the house. If not, you can always improvise. Okay, so first of all, we need some rope. I'm using yarn as my rope. You can use string, you can use ribbons, you can use anything that you can find that you can make a length of, and you can safely wear it for your toast on a rope. You also need bread. Okay, so I'm using this kind of bread, and I'm going to show you step 1, which is take out a piece of bread. Okay, and once you have your bread, you're going to need to poke 2 holes in it so you can wear it around your neck. for convenience. Now, I will tell you that when I first started making toast on a rope, I tried to use a hole punch, and I will tell you, it doesn't work, unless your bread is really, really flat. But my bread is too thick, and so this doesn't work. So, instead, I started using a chopstick. A chopstick is handy because it can make a nice hole, but it isn't so sharp that you could poke your eye out. So, what you do is you take your bread, you lie it flat. Probably best place to do that would be on a safe surface, like the counter. And then you use your chopstick to poke 1, 2 holes in your bread. And you poke it, you want to poke it safely all the way through. You see? Both of your holes. So it looks like that. Next up, you toast the bread. I do not have a toaster in my studio. My toaster is downstairs. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you bread that I pre-toasted like this. This is how they do it on those fancy shows. Okay, pre-toasted bread. Now, what I do is I take a piece of my rope and I cut this ahead of time, but it's handy to have scissors to cut your piece. Okay? And it's also handy to have tape. And I'll show you why. I created just sort of like a shoelace. I took a little piece of tape and I made the end of it a little bit stronger for poking through bread. And my technique, which is a lot like Marty's, is that I start in the back of the bread. This is an end piece, so it's easy to see, but any piece of bread, you can just poke it through one side. Watch carefully. String it up. And then, you ready? Don't bring it all the way through. Go back in again so that you have, just like this, a piece of toast on a rope. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tie a knot, okay? But you want to make sure your toast is long enough that you can wear it around your neck, like so. Take it off safely, oops, like so, right? And you want to be able to get your bread from your neck to your mouth to eat it, like so. And so I will show you a finished product that I made in advance, which is this beautiful toast on a rope. Ta-da! Put it on like this. And then, if you're playing or talking or reading a book and you get hungry, toast on a rope is always there for you. As Marty would say, revolutionizing breakfast since Monday. I highly recommend that if you use butter, jam, or peanut butter, you do it on the shirt side out. But I'm finding it's delicious just dry. That may just be me. At any rate, thank you for joining me for another episode of Winging It with Erica S. Perl. I'm really glad I could share Totally Tardy Marty with you today. Until we meet again, please read, please write, please innovate, and please wash your wings. So I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Bye!